watching my son being a goalkeeper at his football game when suddenly a striker's knee came down full speed on his forearm. I instantly ran out field and saw was sticking out of his skin. I patted his shoulder. Don't worry, son. I'm sure this won't be permanent. You've still got a World Cup to play in one day. But when we got to the hospital, the doctors looked at us with tears in their eyes. This is life-threatening. We'll need to amputate it. I looked at my son, who was silently looking at his hand, like he could barely process the news. The doctors put the anesthesia mask over his nose, and when he woke up, he only had one arm. When we got home, I promised him I'd get a prosthetic arm, but when it finally arrived, he just stared at it. I tried lifting it up to him like it was a prize. Son, look. Doctors say that once you get used to this, in around 6 months, you'll be able to play again. He shook his head without looking at me. Not interested in that anymore, Dad. One night, a World Cup ad came on, and he got up and left the room without a word. I knew I had to do something. The next morning, I filled out the escort application for my son without telling him, and in the that asked why my son should be chosen, I told them everything. 3 weeks later, an envelope came back with a World Cup crest on it, and I read it to him at the breakfast table. Congratulations, your son has been selected to walk a player onto the pitch at the opening ceremony. He pushed it back across the table and didn't even smile. There's cameras, Dad. Everyone will see my stupid fake arm. Then keep your sleeve down, walk the tunnel, and then we go home. He stared at the envelope, then nodded. 2 months later, we were in a tunnel under 80,000 people, while giants from 32 countries lined up beside my son. He kept tugging his sleeve down over his wrist, and my heart was slamming against my ribs, because I needed this to go well. The captain at the front of the line turned and looked down at my son, at the sleeve and the wrist that didn't match. The tunnel went dead quiet. He lowered himself onto one knee and held out his hand. My son pulled his sleeve up past the prosthetic in public for the first time since the surgery, and took it. A player representing France behind him stepped out of line and did the same. Then Brazil, then Japan, then Senegal. He turned back to me, grinning ear to ear. Dad, they all wanted my hand. I'm never taking this thing off ever again. 6 months later, he sprinted off his line in his first game back and smothered a shot with both hands.